Many Africans don't remember that, or don't know that we have been here for 4.5 million years. This is not the first time we have had these epidemics. In 1893, there was an outbreak of smallpox. And our people survived by the same methods. There was no vaccine, there was no treatment, but our ancestors, they quickly learned that technique of don't concentrate. In fact, as I told you in one of the interviews, in Ankole, it is called Omzegwa Muti, the smallpox of Muti. And Muti was the old name of Mbarara. Because the biggest number of people who died were the ones in the palace of the king, because they were the ones who were concentrated. They are the ones who died. The people who were in the villages didn't die. And actually, some of they realized it quickly, and when they wanted somebody to be saved, like the pharaoh, who was supposed to be king, Kabumbiri, was taken and hidden in a rural area so that he survives the smallpox. But he later on died, I don't know from what. So this technique of dispersal, once you know the characteristics of the disease, is not new. We used it in the past. That's how we survived. We didn't have vaccines. We didn't have all these things. We survived by avoiding. There used to be old diseases like yours. Our old people knew that yours, I think, was spreading by contact. By contact. So you would hear them talking of okujwarana. You don't share clothes with the one who has suffered from yours. I don't know what yours was. Was it a bacteria or what? So these are old survival techniques. Now, with our crude way, the way we have handled it, the results seem not to be bad, to be good. We started checking on the 21st of March. That's when we had one case out of the 11 people who were tested. The next day, 22nd, we tested 22. There was no case. And we went on. I have been reading this to you whenever I come here, but maybe I can repeat for you the dates when we didn't have anybody who had the virus. On 22nd, there was nobody. On 23rd, there were 8. 24, there were 5. 25, there was 0. 26, there were 4. 27, there were 5. 28, there were 7 who were positive. These are the ones I'm reading who are positive. 29, there were 3. 30th, it was 0. There was nobody. 31st, there were 11. These were the children of our total. First, 0. Second, 1. Third, 3. Fourth, 0. Nobody. Fifth, 4. Sixth, 0. Seventh, 0. Eighth, 1. 9th 0, 10th 0, 11th 0, 12th 1, 13th 0, 14th 2, and one was a Kenyan driver. 15 0, 16 0, 17 1, a Tanzanian driver, a driver from Tanzania. Yesterday 18th 0, and today 19th 0. The people tested so far are 10,982. Oh, okay, now this was without the 350. So if you include the ones of today, they are 11,000 something. Mm. And out of all those, only 55 or 6? 55, the total. Okay, 55 Ugandans and 2 outsiders. So that's why I am congratulating you. I'm saying by cooperating, we seem to be doing well. You have heard these people talking of the calves, the calves. The calves, the graph. On the vertical, you have the numbers. On the horizontal, you have the days. So when you have one who is positive on day 1, and 10 on day 2, and 20 on day 3, the curve will go like that. It will climb. But if you have 1 on day 1 and 1 on day 2, then the curve will be flat. And that's how the curve of Uganda is. It is flat. Flat and sometimes going down to 0. It's actually oscillating between and 0. So that's why, therefore, I congratulate you. Because if you had not cooperated, we would not have achieved this. Secondly, I want to thank the health workers, our health workers, our doctors. They have done a wonderful job. They were not very prepared, but the little we had, these people gave them, and they started treating these people, the 55, started treating them. The consequence, nobody has died. We don't have a single death from corona. All these 55 are there, and 20 have been cured and discharged. Discharged means sent home. You know, these people use the English which our people don't. Discharged. People in Victoria may not know what discharged is. But discharged means sent home. Sent home that they are cured. So I want to congratulate our health workers for a wonderful job they have done. I also want to congratulate our scientists, the scientific community in general, because they are very active and they are doing wonderful things. You will soon hear about them. they are working. We are working on they are working on the vaccine. The ones of the virus center and Entebbe have isolated this, have sequenced this strain of ours here. They have understood how its structure. And some of the scientists are developing materials to use, like diagnostic materials and so on. So they are doing very well, and that's where I would like now to use this occasion to call on the other sectors, especially the politicians and the bureaucrats, to really support my long-standing appeal to pay the scientists well. I've told you before that when we were in the bush, we had shortages of food and so on. But we were able to identify the people who were critical. And we would say, okay, for these ones, although the food is not enough, but give these people enough food. I really don't like the idea of people who are not scientists getting salary increase before the scientists. Let our scientists first be paid well. The others can come later. That's always my position. Because the scientists have practical contribution they can make in their crucial areas. And you see how much trouble they have saved us even in this danger. Wherever you go, you don't see any foreigner. You go to the hospital, 100% Ugandan. You go to, like I've been in Jinja today, which I'll talk about later, the engineering problem there of only Ugandans. This is very good. So these scientists should be paid well so that they really stabilize and help their parents and help all of you. However, there are still some crooks in the society who don't understand the value of cooperating with others. Like, for instance, I have heard that we have said, don't move around with private cars unless you are doing an essential service. I hear there were people who were bribing and getting stickers wrongly. Those vehicles will be confiscated. They will be confiscated. Confiscated, and legally we shall see what to do about them. Because you are trying to kill Ugandans by not cooperating with the health measures. Then we had the problem of bad food which was distributed. That's why I want the Honorable Museveni to have his own forum and explain properly, but not my forum here, because I don't want to be mixed up with those issues of the food and all that. But we took action, and I deployed ministers in Kampala first to monitor closely that issue. Because these people may be overwhelmed. The Prime Minister is not the one doing the work directly. They work through others. They were the civil servants. I hear we were not enough. But when I check, I'm told that the beans are there, and the story is there. But this will be sorted out. Will be sorted out. It will be sorted out. It's not. It is here. It's happening here in Uganda. We can't fail to solve it. We shall. It will be sorted out. Somebody told me today it was better. The maize was there, but also the beans. I was told that the salt is a problem, that the salt is coming from Kenya, and Kenya don't have enough, or some story there. But if you get the beans and the kawunga, well, the Banyankole call it ebinyiga, when you eat food without salt, but you buy the salt yourselves also, or if you can get it, or it will come later when it comes. Or eat the ebinyiga, you will not die. You will eat. It's not very sweet, but. But I heard also that there was some games of some suppliers trying to hoard, trying to keep, so that the price goes up. I really don't like selfish people. If I hear that there's not enough maize or beans because people are withholding it from the market, they are hoarding it, then I will import. Too bad for you. I just get a whisper that the food is not enough, you will see. I will just import. Forget about you, because you are crooks. You are crooks, you are trying to take advantage of your people, to blackmail them. People are dying for food, for you, you are after money. Sorry, we are going to import. Big imports. And those things of yours will rot in your stores. You think you will hoard to get big profits, you will end up with rotten. Yeah. Because I will import cheaper food from Mexico, from I don't know where. Too bad for you. So please, no games. Namanyi entaro ezo nzimanyi. Omulayo bwayitawo nange mpita wali. So I am warning you. Any whisper that, oh, the food is not enough, it's not, well, so if it's not enough, then we import. This billions of money which you have voted for, I give it to the foreigners. Because if you want to kill your own brothers for profits, then why should you get the money? Any hoarding, the answer is importing, so that we solve the problem. Bad food, you sell us bad food, we shall go for you. If the food is not good, don't sell it to us. You eat it yourself if you want to eat it. Now, on the issue of this disease, it seems we talk about it, but people don't get it properly. Like today, I was going to Jinja to look at the Kishamba there, the floating islands, and people were stopping me. They wanted me to stop. That I should stop. But if I stop, then I'm against the measures. Because when I stop, people gather to hear what I'm saying. Somebody can be infected there. Somebody who was all right, because people have gathered around my car, somebody can be infected. So please, Abannayuganda siyimiridde olwaleero mbayiseeko temulowooza nti Museveni alina empisa mbi nti kati yeewulira ebiseera ennaku zino yeewulira naye saagala omuntu okusiigibwa obulwadde gathering is what mu Luganda? To get together. Okukungaana. Okwerundaana. Munyankole call it okwerundaana. Okukungaana would be n'olwekyo siyimiridde kubanga saagala mukungaane okuwulira bye ngamba ensonga mbayiseeko obuyisi. My car also knocked Empire, he got in the center area there. Of course, the Empire has no business in the center. He got. You see, Banyankole call it. Banyankole have words for all those. He got. You don't call it a god. You don't say Mbuzi. He got is the Empire. It's not a Numi. A Numi is for the cow. So he got is the Empire. If it was a sheep, it would be a Kinini. They have different words for all those. So my car knocked he got, I think it must have been Seta or Boyogere, one of those ritual trading centers. According to our UPDF doctrine, I should have stopped to compensate the man of the he got, although he was breaking the law himself. In fact, because he should not have a he got in Boyogere, or was it Seta? But I couldn't stop because I knew that if I stop, then again the same problem people will gather. We'll gather to look at the goat, to discuss. So I just continued. Don't think that Museveni has forgotten the SOPs of UPDF. So I appealed to the DISO of that area. I don't know whether it is Mukono or whatever it is. It was not Kireka, it was those other trading centers after Kireka, either Boyogere or Seta, one of those. The DISO of that area should get in touch with the Director General ISO, Kaka, and then they get in touch with my State House Controller, Nachove, to compensate the man who's got I didn't wait to check whether it has died or what. But my people should compensate him. Should assist him. I think you should be the one to compensate me for my car, but because his goat knocked my car, and he nearly caused me an accident, but those ones I don't mind. We shall sort them out. I will assist him. I will assist the owner of the goat. My people will assist him. So that is on the virus. The virus, we are moving well. There are a few issues with the borders who are transporting goods. We had said they should stop at 2. But when we analyzed this, we said, why 2? Because the reason we don't want, the cargo vehicles should continue moving even in the night. Because cargo needs to be where it is needed in the night so that by morning people use it. But for the borders and the bicycles, they may carry luggage during the day, but we don't want them to move at night because they can be used by criminals. That's why the idea had come that they stop at 2. But we thought 2 was too early. Because the idea that don't move around during the hours of darkness, because you may be used by the criminals, the border and the bicycles. So now we have decided that no, 2 is too early. Let it be 5. 5 so that you have enough time to go back home and be indoors for the 7 o'clock curfew. And bicycles. This is border, piki and bicycles. Now, there's also what I would like the Transport Committee, the National Task Force, to analyze. We had said the lorries should have 3 people. But some people who are in the transport business are saying that 3 people are not necessary, that they are actually a danger. Because when there are 3, they go talking, sometimes they cause accidents. Sometimes the driver tells the other fellow, Nyambako, help me. And then the other man is not a good driver, he causes accident. The opinion is coming that 1 person is enough. We just need 1 driver. Now, I call upon the task force to study this and advise me. Is into 1 person, because some of the transporters actually have said 1 person is enough. We don't need 3 people. We need only 1. So I would like the committee to study this and advise. Now then the other issue is the dead bodies. When somebody dies of COVID, don't try to bring the body back. Please, let the body be buried where the person died. Because the virus stays on, they say can stay on this table for 5 days. On this table, dry as it is, the virus can stay there for 5 days. They say it can stay on the plastic for 9 days. I don't know why it likes plastic more than other surfaces. So, a body is a body with the nutrients, with the tissue, with the fluids and so on. And I think, fortunately for us here, we have not had anybody die from COVID. But if somebody was to die, it will be the health workers to bury him, not the relatives. Am I correct? Yes. It is like Ebola. So when somebody dies somewhere else and you try to bring the body here, you are not helping. Let the person be buried where he died. I hear that even in other places they actually cremate them. They burn. So please, let nobody try to bring a dead body of COVID from the neighboring countries. Now, before the problem of the virus, we had the problem of the locusts. Locusts, because of the breakdown of peace in Yemen, in Somalia, that's where the locusts start from the Red Sea. The locusts came and invaded Kenya, and from Kenya they came here. And people were panicking, saying that they will they will damage things here. But again, like this virus, when we studied it, we said, but why? Why should they damage crops? These so-called experts had a very poor understanding of how to fight this virus. In fact, some of them told us, let the locusts come, they lay eggs, then you wait for the young ones to kill the young ones. I said, well, why should we wait? We are not, I rear cows, I don't rear locusts that locusts produce, and then I look after the calves of the locusts. This is rubbish. So, and another mistake they were making was to depend on aircrafts, that they have some small aircraft from the desert locust group. This is the one who spraying. First of all, these aircrafts are small. And secondly, they don't fly at night. Now, these locusts, they fly, and a good thing, they're actually easy to fight. From my biology of 56 years ago, I know that insects and other creatures which are not warm-blooded, which don't have warm blood, they don't do well in cold. When it is cold, even snakes, you can find at night they are not very active. So that's the same with the locusts. The locusts, they land at 7, and they will be there until it gets warm the following day, around 10. So you have like 16 hours where you can kill them, and they don't move, they just stay there. But these people who are depending on that ridiculous aircraft don't fly until 8 in the morning when they can see, because at night they can't see. But even from up, you don't see properly. You don't see properly. So we have found that spraying from the ground is much better than spraying from the air. So therefore, for us, we have our teams, UPDF teams, all over the place, that area. And we work with the wananchi. These locusts come from wherever they come from, Kenya. They land by 7, and the wananchi tell us. Then the nearest UPDF spraying unit moves. By 9 o'clock, they are on the locusts. 9 o'clock in the night, using torches. And we kill the locusts democratically for 11 hours until 10 in the following morning, when the few survivors now can go, and then we follow them up. So we have killed the locusts. But Kavuma was telling me that yesterday they didn't come, even today they didn't come, because they don't fly when it is raining. This rain doesn't allow them to fly. But even if they come, we shall kill them. And they have not damaged anything. They come, we kill them. They come, we kill them. And we are strengthening our capacity. We have even developed a firefighter at Kaweweta, at Ruwero, which we are also going to use to fight locusts in future. So that one is moving very well, and I congratulate the UPDF for moving and proving our reaffirming our culture of serving the people using innovation and dedication. Now, then the other day we started having another problem. It's not really a problem, it's a very good thing. We have had a lot of rains for a long time, and the lake has gone up. Today, the lake at Entebbe is 13.21 meters. Now, this is the second highest level since 1964, May. In May 1964, that was when the lake went up to 13.41. So we are now at 13.21. We just neared the record of 1964. The good thing, in 1964, they had only one gateway at Jinja, the old dam, what we call Narubari now, the old Falls Dam. So when the water was too much, like that time, ordinarily at Jinja, they allow 600 cubic meters of water per second. You remember cubic meter, you remember cubic. Cubic is three sides, up, down. Yeah. That's it. 1 meter this way, 1 meter that way, 1 meter this way. That's a cubic meter. So, ordinarily, our people there allow 600 cubic meters of water per second. Sometimes they go to 800 cubic meters per second. But that's when the water is normal. And they don't want to release too much so that the water in the lake goes down. Now, when the water goes up like now, the medicine is to release more water. More water for two jobs. One job, to generate electricity. Divert some of the water to pass through the machines and create electricity. But the other water, you just release it to go so that it doesn't overflow. This is the water, the Bazukuru. I stood there today, the Bazukuru, because the Bazukuru, sometimes you don't know the history of Uganda. The Bazukuru, you know what's happening in California. But you never know what's happening in your own country. So today I took a picture there because I don't think many of the Bazukuru have seen the water of the Nile flashing out to, like a jet. Because we have not been releasing that water. All the water was going through the turbines to create electricity because it was not too much. So when you see the other water which is jetting out, that's the water we are releasing, we are actually wasting because it's not generating electricity, it's just going. But we are just releasing it to make sure that the water doesn't overwhelm the dam. So you will see that picture, the Bazukuru, you will enjoy it. I had to stand there for you, and it was a bit muddy, but I had to do it for you so that you can enjoy that site. You will see it on the internet. So now when the water has gone up, we are now, they started releasing 1,200, but the water was still too much. They went to 1,300. They are now at 2,000 cubic meters per second, but you hear the water is still going up. So we have that issue of a lot of rain and now a lot of water. Now, with this water, we have the problem of the encroachers. The people who cultivate on the shores of the lake and on the banks of the river. Please get off those points. NEMA is coming, abanema bajja okubagoba kubanga mugenda kutuleetera akabi. Abalima mu ntobazi ku lubalama lw'ennyanja Nalubaale oba enkungu y'omujjanano bagiyita kyo mu Luganda, the bank of the river. Nalwo lubalama tolaba olunyankole n'ebigambo bingi. Olubalama nani n'olwekyo abalima ku lubalama lw'ennyanja n'olubalama lw'omugga bannange muveewo muddembe kubanga mugenda kutuleetera ekizibu. Kati kino ekisamba, these people call them floating islands, but these are ebishamba in Runyankore, floating vegetation. Kati kino ekisamba ekibadde kirumbye dam kiriko amayuuni, kiriko omuwogo. So this is not a floating vegetation. This is a garden. So those floating so-called islands had cassava, had yams, which means people had cultivated there, and they are the ones disturbing that surface. So abantu abo bonna tugenda kubagoba ku lubalama lw'ennyanja, ku lubalama lw'omugga. However, I want to congratulate our engineers again. That's why I really want you people to, you the political powers, you fellows who have got power, please listen to me this time. Pay well our scientists so that they stabilize and help you. This was a big problem because that big island came and collided with the Owen Forest Dam. It interfered a little bit with the power generation. But Uganda is really ready. Uganda is like a python, a big snake. When you don't disturb it, you think it is asleep. But when you disturb it, then it wakes up. And when it wakes up, you will see how strong it is. So our people mobilized this huge equipment which we have now, and they attacked that floating island which had come to the Nile Dam. By the time I went there this morning, it was almost finished. It had been scooped out. But then another island was now coming, Another island was coming from Kilinya side prison, was coming, but they intercepted it on the way and pushed it. They are now pushing it near the old jetty to again dig it out. So again, I want to congratulate our engineers of the Ministry of Works, of NEMA, of the Ministry of Water, of Agriculture even, of UPDF, of Energy, ESCOM and those groups. They were all there with our equipment, with our tippers. They brought the tippers. They were digging up the floating island and putting it on the tippers and taking it away. So I want to congratulate them. That problem is solved, and we are now going also to buy amphibious, because now like the caterpillars or truck excavators which were scooping out, were based on the bridge. But we want to have the ones based on the water. They can even go. Somebody told me that we already have them, but that there was somewhere. I think people didn't even know where they were until this problem came. But that problem is also being solved. So I congratulate you, Ugandans, and I really appeal to you, the managers, my partners in the government, the issue of paying our scientists well, so that they really do a good work. They can do a good job if they are well paid. The doctors, the engineers, the science teachers. The other time when I brought my motion in the NRM caucus, some of my people didn't support me. They said teachers are teachers. They are all teachers. Yeah, they are all teachers, but somebody is teaching something which is more required than somebody else. We are all farmers. But if I am farming something which is not needed so much in the market, and somebody else is producing something which is needed in the market, then the one who is producing a marketable product should be the one to be supported. Because we are after results, we are not after just the status that I am a teacher, the other one is a teacher. You are a teacher, but you are teaching something which is not on so high demand in the market. Like in this case of ginger, we did not take Shakespeare there to read we did not take Shakespeare to read it to the chamber. So you go away. Shakespeare said this. We took people who to solve a problem. So really, I don't like this type of, and I'm tired of begging some of these groups because we could be very far. So I congratulate Ugandans, the population, the scientists, the doctors, the UPDF. We have now dealt with 3 huge problems by our own means, and in a very short time. You call it concurrently, when they come together. The locusts are here, we deal with them. The COVID is here, we deal with it. The island is there, the water, we deal with it. So I really want to congratulate you, Ugandans. Thank you very much. I will answer the 6 questions if they come. Donations, where are they? They are here. Oh, I want to thank the benefactors the people who have responded to our appeal. Number one, Obusobozi Bisaka, my friend from Chibali. He has contributed 200 million shillings and 30 tons of food. Matoke, potatoes, yams, sugarcane, avocado, and fene. Archbishop Paul Bachenga, His Grace, the Archbishop of Western Uganda, maize, flour, 4.1 tons. Bishop Sheldon Mwesugwa of Ankole, 4.4 tons. Engineer Dr. Odongo, now my son wants to get me in problems. This is a son of mine who is fighting for a chair with my own brother. So it is a family problem. So Dr. Odongo, our son, the son of Okune, of Joseph Okune, he has contributed 7.6 million shillings. MP Raja Foundation Industrial Park donated 700 million. Is it shillings? Shillings. 700 million shillings. As follows: Mayuge Sugar, 150 million shillings. Kamuri Sugar, 150 million. GM Sugar, 100 million. Nairo Agro Industries, 100 million. Modern Distilleries, 100 million. Nairo Aluminium, 100 million. 50 million. Auromera, 50 million. Lebanese Community, 200 million. Reham Harris International, 100 million shillings and 1 ambulance. Twin Winnie, Presidential Advisor, 1 million shillings. Ntwato Jackson, 1 million shillings. Somali Community Association in Uganda, 1.5 million shillings. Fin Credit, 10 million shillings. UAP Insurance, Old Mutual, 10 million shillings. Atiak Sugar, 100 million shillings. Tyrex, Uganda, 100 million shillings. Boambare William, 100 million shillings. Skynet Worldwide Express, 11.4 million and 600 pieces of gloves. Gara Sport Betting, 15 million shillings. The Uganda Private Security Association, 15 million shillings. Trans-East Uganda Limited, 20 million. Don Uganda, 20 million. Sites Travels, 3 million. Pius Bigirimana, our Pius Bigirimana, you remember him? 5 million shillings. Kaisokugi Ken Company Limited, 5 million. African Initiative for Relief and Development, 50 million. Starting Civil Engineering, 50 million. Sabo Foundation, 50 million. Goof Engineering, 80 million shillings. And maize flour of 5 tons, beans 2 tons. But these food donations should be the clean ones. They shouldn't, if somebody gives us old, we should really not be happy with him. Master Grain Milling Limited, flour 2.4 tons. Uganda Brilliant Pyre Industry blankets, 100 pieces. The family of the late Kasim Kitembo, cassava flour, 100 bags. Alnate O'Brien, cassava, 150,000 something. 150,000 something. Either kilograms. It's not there, it's not written. Divine Bamboo, eco-friendly charcoals, briquettes, 1,000 kilograms. Friends of Wealth Environment, 4-way, energy saving stoves worth 10 million. Fresh Dairy Brookside, fresh dairy milk powder worth 500 million. Delight juice cheers bottles, 1,700 liters. MTN dealers, liquid soap, 8 tons. Chloride Exide, maize flour, 800 kilos. Sarah Nkonge, you know Nkonge, our former deputy mayor, doctor, she's a doctor now. Maize flour, 1 ton. Chinawe High School, maize flour, 1.2 tons. Blue Dove Hotel Transport or Logistical Chain, maize flour, 1.3 tons. St. Lawrence Academy, maize flour, 10 tons. Kayambadeo, maize flour, 10 tons. East Africa Roofing, maize flour, 10 tons. Parambout Distilleries, maize flour, 2 tons. Soap, 50 tons. Sanitizers, 5 tons. Romeo's Restaurant, maize flour, 2.4 tons. KDB Charenga Wines, maize flour, 2.5 tons. Zongding, that must be Chinese. Maize flour, 20 tons. Bookmakers Association, 6 companies. Top Bet, Forte Bet, Bet Power, Premier Bet, Beton SBA, maize flour, 20 tons, beans, 13 tons. Zonkai Electronics, maize flour, 20 tons. Matovo Arosias, maize flour, 25 tons. Milton Obote Foundation, maize flour, 3 tons. Apoyo, Musei, Foundation of Musei. Only You International Limited, maize flour, 3.5 tons. Arise and Shine maize flour, 4 tons. Associated Motor Dealers, maize flour, 4 tons. Superloaf, Mini Bakeries, maize flour, 5 tons. Ethiopian Business Community, maize flour, 5 tons. Parkview Shopping Center, maize flour, 50 bags. Makerere University academic staff, maize flour, 7 tons. Thank you so much, Mwasa, oh yeah. Askari Security Services, masks, 1,500 surgical gloves, masks, 3,500, And surgical gloves, okay, that's different. 20,000 pairs. Thank you so much. Jasan Foundation, milk, 4,200 liters. Soap hand wash, 700 liters. Steel and Tubes Industries, pickup, double cabin, brand new. Thank you so much. Tembo Steel, pickup, double cabin, brand new. Thank you so much. Dot Services, pickup, truck, double cabin, and soap, 500 cartons, sanitizers, 250 liters. The Madvani Group and Kachira Sugar, pickups, 2 double cabin, brand new. Sanitizer, 5,280 liters. Thank you very much, Madvani Group. Top Bet, pickup, double cabin, brand new. Maize flour, 10 tons, beans, 10 tons. Prime Concepts Packaging, rice, 1.5 tons. FUFA Federation, rice, 2.5 tons. FUFA is for football. Mobile Task Force, Skin Guard, 2 boxes, hand wash, 48 pieces. Great Lakes Brands, snacks, gorillas and chimps, 24,000 packs. Haji Hassan Basaja Baraba, 100 million shillings. National Resistance Movement Party, 380 million shillings. Diamond Trust, 250 million shillings. Stanbic Bank, 100 million shillings. And personal protection equipment worth 60 million, 5,000 gloves, bank account, coroner, and so on. Murwana Group, 2 ambulances, 1,000 nice basins, 5,000 liters of Jessa UHT milk. Mars Choice, 10 million shillings. Toyota Uganda, 20 million shillings, 1 brand new truck, Hino series, maize flour, 4 tons. Sibir, 50 million shillings. Moses or Cheap General Merchants, a team Pacho bus company. B Natural Uganda and Spectra, 5 million shillings. Abacus Group, Detros, 4 fluid, 3,000 units. Normal saline, 4 fluid, 3,000 units. Ringers Lactate, 4 fluid, 2,010 units. Metronidazole, 4 fluid, 2,000 units. Paracetamol, 4 fluid, 5,000 units. Paracetamol tablets, 1,000 units. Examination gloves, 100 units. Jumuiya, face masks, 50,000 pieces. Free communication about COVID-19. Logistical support in picking donations offered in kind and delivered to Ministry of Health warehouse. NEC Bank, antibacterial mattresses, 60. Uganda Breweries, fuel worth 40 million, antibacterial mattresses, 100, hygiene, 3,000 units. Abacus Abacus parental drugs, 4 fluids, normal saline, dextrose 5%, Ringers Lactate, paracetamol, and other items. Total, fuel worth 55 million. Chongqing International Construction, blankets 215, mosquito nets 215. China Railway, number 7, antibacterial mattresses, 88. Roofings Group, water provision worth 100 million, free oxygen to clinics and hospitals in Uganda. Mr. Dauda, salt 13.4 tons. Vivo Energy share fuel worth 50 million, protective gear worth 10 million. Uganda Development Corporation, citrus juice, 2,300 boxes. That one will give us vitamin C. The DFCU Bank, 100 million, and assortment of personal protection equipment. 9 breweries, maize flour, 30 tons. Total E&P Uganda, $70,000 US. Cipla, quality chemicals, rice 3 tons, maize flour 2.5 tons, beans 1 ton, drinking water 400 cartons. Uganda Insurance Association, bed sheets 1,000 pairs, blankets 1,000. Rocket Health, support staff, support calls to those that need medical doctor's response. Safe border, masks 1 million. Free delivery for food within Kampala. Safe border 1 million, that's quite a bit of 1 million what? Net, masks. Good, what group is this?
They do online delivery, an organized group of borders. So they have an association.
They are an international.
No, Uganda.
Okay.
The one with the orange jackets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
They are the ones doing a lot of deliveries of food and medicine within Kampala.
Okay. Good. Silver Springs Hotel, passenger Costa 32-seater. Hima Cement, ambulance for use by National Task Force, 20 million worth of construction material. Innovation Village, avail volunteer call center agents. MTN Total, worth 950 million. That is 294 million towards the Red Cross Society, 220 million towards water points tanks, a 30 computer call center at MTN, provision of allowances for 15 Ministry of Health staff, March and April, 120 million. Supported the COVID-19 awareness campaign, SMS, IVR, CRBT, to all 12 million subscribers on the 12 network and to the entire country through TV and radio advertising. This was all worth 360 million. Okay. Nanjagala bangulire motoka abantu bano. Njagala motoka. I want vehicles. Because this, I want vehicles. So talk to MTN, see if they could convert some of this into vehicles. Airtel money transactions are now free. Bampe motoka wano. Access to verified information by mail and all that, sending SMS message to customers. Njagala motoka. Call center for Ministry of Health. N95 masks, 100,000. I'll work it out. That one at least is something. Donated to the frontline healthcare personnel worth 1.2 billion. That's something. The 100,000 N95 masks. That is something. Mukwano Group, soap, 2,500 bars. Aqua Sipi mineral water, 2,400 bottles. 1,000 basins, 18 inches. Multi-purpose liquid soap, 100 liters. Buckets heavy duty, 20 liter capacity. Soap, basins, jerrycans. Water dispensers donated to all police stations and around Kampala, and our country to follow. Okay, national water, installation of hand washing points. Kasubi Center, market 7 points. Okay, I think that is something. Ochafu Mukatari. Chibuye Center, market 4 points. Nakawa Center, market 4 points. Gawa market 1 point. Namongo market 1 point. Bugorobu Center, market 3 points. Kiswa market 1 point. Ntinda market 1 point. Narukorongo market 1 point. Kitintari Center 2 points. Center Barakudembe market 17 points. The old tax park 10 points. The new tax park 9 points. Luzira Chirombe market 1 point. Portobello market 1 point. Luzira market 2 points. Very good. Sibiebyo. Minister. Ndumaze.
There is another list.
Where is it?
Which is not known.
Oh, this one here. Oh, it is, okay. There's another one here. Agawa Albert Amoti, 200,000 shillings. Akampura Saviti, 10,000 shillings. Alex, 26,000 shillings. Anonymous, 10,000 shillings. Aiko Aisha student S4, 15,000 shillings. Thank you so much, Aiko. Bainomu Shamedi, 20,000 shillings. Bakashabajoer Karwani, 10,000 shillings. Crispe Kaheru, 250,000. Harvesting for agriculture in Africa, 300,000. Kalemba Oruf, 10,000 shillings. Councillor Chimbwembwe Masika, Esther, 30,000 shillings. Kamuli LC1 Women Council, 300,000 shillings. Mwebelu na be Kamuli. Mwebelu na abakazi, aba LC. Kasule Z tomato farmer, 100,000 shillings. And 1 box of fresh tomatoes. Kazawa Shanis student, 20,000 shillings. Kevin Akanwano, 20,000 shillings. Chibirige Matthias Marukenge Math, Sector Mark, Magai Allen of Chiburi, all together have contributed 10,500 shillings. Chugun Fred, 20,000 shillings. This one is a musician. Chireka Sales and Events, 200,000 shillings. Cherine Benedict, Boda Boda, 10,000 shillings. Chomugasho Judith, 11,000 shillings. Ariko Obuya Nathan, 30,000 shillings. Rubiogo Robert, 167,000 shillings. Mariamungu Jamari, 30,000 shillings. Mariamungu Haruna Kiseka, Kiseka, 100,000 shillings. Mbangirensi Godfrey, 450,000 shillings. Juko Richard, 10,000 shillings. Shugudu Stephen, 20,000 shillings. Mjimbe Elizabeth, 100,000 shillings. Mukasa Joseph, 12,000 shillings. Mungoma Mike Matepe, 30,000 shillings. Musanje Mentedio, 20,000 shillings. Musinguzi Vincent, 40,000 shillings. Nisima Deborah and Namata Gladys, 10,000 shillings. Obole El Nathan, 15,000 shillings. Ochana Francis Doctor, 20,000 shillings. PC Ashabirwe Emmanuel, 100,000 shillings. Ashabiru or Ashabirwe, whatever it is, it's slightly different. Nabmanya Elijah, 100,000 shillings. Peace Constance, 3,000 shillings. Robert Madede, 10,000 shillings. Sheikh Ismail Kazara, the late, and Hajat Naiga Hasifa, 100,000 shillings. Sheikh Zivu Siraji, 100,000 shillings. The family of the late Mbega Matovu, 20,000 shillings. Tom Oganga from Dokoro, 64,000 shillings. Apoyo. Tumuhimbise Stephen, 30,000 shillings. Vincent Tumukunde, 3,500 shillings. Wellington Eyoneyo, 20,000 shillings. Samuel Nelson Kakete, 50,000 shillings. Eme Babiche Katende, Ernest Kabara, Gertrude Namasare, Ruth Amelia Nsome, 50,000 shillings. Thank you so much. Abazukuru. Abazukuru are fighting their war. The Deaf Project, Namungona, Rubaga, 50,000 shillings. Nur Badi Somo, 50,000 shillings. Akabai Stephen Peter, Uganda Police Force, 50,000 shillings. Erogon Youth Brass Band, 50,000 shillings. Simon Woodgate, 500,000 shillings. Smile Plus Water Tanks, 21. Ball pens, 2,000 pieces. Chap Chap Africa, volunteer the public address system. Josephine Casato, offering to help community to distribute food among their membership. Uganda Driving Schools operators, operating and the Instructors Association, volunteering their drivers for any service without being paid. And Ugabo Patrick, volunteering manpower and his car. Kurans, volunteering e-system that can manage emergency response. Mugabe Brian, voluntary driving service. Ojangore Godfrey, volunteering driving services. Gifted Hands Organization, voluntary assistance to transport pregnant mothers in accessing hospital using their own vehicles. Makabuli Peter, Mr. Makabuli Portan, Mrs. donated soap 1 bar worth 14,000 shillings. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Makabuli. One times Betty Uganda, maize flour 1 ton. Lira Pazo, Lunabe, maize flour 80 kilograms. Chelsea Makura, liquid soap 10 liters. Sudu Kukumba, gift art piece to be auctioned, COVID story. Mwanje Sewava, Stephen Sewava, 10,000 shillings. Thank you so much, all of you. Thank you so much. I saw people talking about, there were you really waste a lot of time on those TVs with some of the interviewers. I saw Mama Karoro wasting time with somebody who was trying to ask her, why are you, is your job now only to take donations? What is the government doing? Of course the government is spending much more money. Because the government put aside how much money? 50, what is the money we put aside for? No, not food only, food. For the, huh? No, but for the health. The health special. What you have spent and what you are planning. Yes. So the government has put aside 200 billion. So these donations, now they are at 4 billion. It's most welcome, but it's nothing.
4.5 billion.
4.5 billion. They are most welcome, but they don't equal what the government has spent. But it adds on, because you see the government ones have got so many things to do. But these donations we can focus on something. Like me, I want to focus on vehicles for the COVID effort, but which can be inherited by the Ministry of Health. The 6 questions.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, first is a general commendation from the public about your timely communication. This is the 11th televised address since 18th March when you made the first address. So the public appreciates your continued communication and keeping them posted. These are some concerns we've picked from largely social media. A section of the public, Your Excellency, wants to know if there's concerted effort as a region, East Africa region, to tackling this pandemic. Of course, the background is that different countries seem to have different interventions, and they want to know if there's some synchronized effort to make sure that the region fights this as a single unit. Your Excellency, the second concern has to do with expecting mothers, pregnant women. There's still concern that many of them cannot access clearance from RDCs. And there's a request that if they could be allowed, of course there's obvious evidence of someone who is expecting to be able to access medical care, even if they might not have clearance from the RDCs. This is for the expecting mothers. And then, Your Excellency, there's the question of farmers. The rains are on, and farmers are concerned. Some of them have been barred from accessing gardens, and then also the shops that sell agro inputs are closed. How can they be helped to be able to kickstart the planting season? And then, Your Excellency, also a couple of private sector employers are notifying their employees about termination of jobs because of the fact that they have not been working. A couple of groups including education institutions, are notifying their workers that either they will not be paid salary in April, or some of them should prepare to lose jobs. There's a feeling that some of these organizations these are knee-jerk reactions. They have not explored all available options to them before laying off workers. How can the government engage some of these to make sure that people do not lose jobs at the end of this? And then, Your Excellency, there's still a big section of Ugandans who are asking questions around the cargo truck drivers. They want to know why, for example, they cannot be retained at the border points until their results are out, or what are the mechanisms of tracking them if they're on the highways. And this, of course, is because the recent results are largely from the confirmed cases are from the truck drivers. So Ugandans are concerned how that's being managed. Your Excellency, I think that is largely it for now. Thank you.
Now, East African, I spoke to His Excellency Kagame quite early on, and we agreed that him, as the chairperson of the East African community now, will get the ministers of health to video conference and agree on some measures. And they did. They did. So, of course, these are different countries. They may not do exactly the same things, but I think there are certain things they agreed on. So what they agreed on, that one will be done in a similar way. What they did not agree on, then each country will do what they think is right. Expecting mothers, I think I can agree, because an expectant mother is obvious. Doesn't need a blood test, doesn't need anything. You can see that she's pregnant. So if they don't, because the idea was to minimize private transport, because some people just would use it as a cover. But I think for the pregnant women it is clear, because the pregnant woman is visible. So that one they can, if you try to get the RDC and you don't get, you can use the means which is there, and you say, and if anybody asks you, you can say, I was carrying this woman here. I think that one, the transport people should clarify it. But me, I see nothing wrong with that, because it is clear. It's not something that can be hidden or faked. Well, unless of course somebody puts clothes. You guys, you never know. So if you put blankets and then we find you, then we shall arrest you. But if you are transporting a pregnant, I think there one can just say, okay. Anybody stopping farmers from going to the garden must be an idiot. Because in my address, I made it clear that the work sites, which are the farms, must continue working, and the factories. The only thing about the factories was that because you see the farm in Rwaktora, I'm in my farm. I just walk from my house to the farm. So there the movement is not there. It is zero. It is. I don't spread any disease. The factories, we said, the factories can continue working, provided the workers stay nearby. That was all. So I don't see why anybody would stop farmers accessing gardens. And second, the veterinary shops, the crop chemical shops. We are part of the shops that we said should remain open. We said so in our statement. So that is a lack of information. Laying off workers, this is something we are going to discuss in the cabinet and give guidance on it. On the issue of cargo drivers, keeping them at the border, that one, you see, these countries of yours have really moved. You should know that. Like, for instance, you hear that in that airport of ours, between a few days, day something and day something, 18,000 people pass through that airport. You can imagine. How many days from what? From the 7th? To the 22nd. To the 22nd. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's like 1 week, like 7 days. 18,000 pass through the airport. So now you talk of these borders. I think the border handles how many vehicles per day?
It used to be 3,000. Then the numbers went down to 2,005. Now it is 1,500.
So 1,800.
It has gone now to 800.
800. Okay, so now, if you, but the 3,000 were not cargo trucks.
They were cargo trucks.
So what has brought them down?
So the transit, you remember we were taking, it was a transit point to Burundi as well. But Rwanda blocked that as well. And said we should not continue into Rwanda, but we should not also proceed, but we should not also proceed to Burundi. So that cut down about 700.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So now the 800, if you say they stay there, that will interfere with the business. Because you see, this campaign, our strategy is double pronged. There is the collective. We are trying to stop the disease by mobilizing you collectively, by, for instance, saying, don't congregate. That is a collective solution. But also there is the individual solution. Wash your hands, don't touch yourself. This is now you as an individual. So at the same time, we want the economy to continue. Because if the economy collapses, you will have a lot of problems. Where will you have money to solve things, to even support health? So that's why the economy should move, but move without the disease spreading. So because this person, and we are now talking of having only one driver instead of even 3. So this fellow, instead of saying you stay and wait for the results, how long would they take to get the results? 24 hours. Instead of saying you stay here until the results come back, let him go, because you know who he is. And we have already told everybody that this disease spreads like this. He wants to be safe, this driver. Everybody in the community wants to be safe. So we don't see why it should be a problem. Let him continue instead of delaying him, because delaying him will incur costs for the boss to hire a room for him. It can actually even cause spread. When you keep him, where are you keeping him? Are you going to keep him at the border and he just stays in his truck, or what? Or will you allow him to go to the hotel or to the lodge? And if he goes to the lodge, who will support him? It must be his employer. That means you are putting up the costs for the employer. So, for me, I don't see any, as long as now we are all alerted individually. The front line is individual first. You are the one to avoid this sickness, yourself. But secondly, the group also. So this driver is sensitized. You are sensitized. Like for instance, the driver from Kenya who proved positive in Kamdin, he had already linked up with a local woman there, from what I hear. Huh? A Ugandan. So, now if this woman gets the virus, now, what can we do? We cannot be there invigilating everybody, one individual. If you want to get the disease, you get. If you die, you die. If you survive.
She's supposed to be at home. She's supposed to be at home.
Yes, yes. But this woman was in Camden trading center waiting for passers-by.
Not only Camden, his trail is more than 5 women. It's more than 5 women.
That particular one? So, really it is up to the people to stop. So, rather than going too much, we cannot, these are not babies, these are adults. We have told them what it is. Rather than, we can't kill the economy that we are protecting babies. We just do the thing, this is a minimum. This is one person moving alone. If you let him go alone, he tries to come to contact an old contact of his. You say, please, no. These days, don't. This is not the end of the world. But if they don't do that now, we cannot say the economy, no movement, because no, that's not correct. Let the man move. If we find out a problem about him, we shall call him, because we know his, we know his contact, we know his identity. This is wiser, so that the economy moves, but we keep monitoring and we can act. If he has already linked up with some idiot who don't listen, we shall also handle the idiots. If there are 2 or 3, we shall also correct them. You come and we always handle idiots. Because like in these days, why should you interact with anybody who's just stay by yourself until the thing clears. What's the problem? Are you going to die? Is it air that if you don't breathe for 3 minutes you will die? If they are looking for money, then they may die. God has protected us. There is no death now, not yet. But God is busy also. He has got a lot of world to look after. He cannot be here just in Uganda looking after idiots. God needs to look at Latin America. People are suffering. Now here he has given us enough information for us to know how to look after ourselves. If we don't, then God cannot be blamed, the government cannot be, because we have said. So, I'm not going to say the drivers don't move, because if you move, you will get an idiot on the way. No, please. No, please. Let the drivers move. We know them. We have taken the blood. We have already alerted everybody. We know the man is driving. What we are saying now, that you should even drive alone in the car. You can study that, the one of being alone in the cabin. If he stops at Mijera, he just buys food. He doesn't buys food, goes back to his vehicle. He drives. At Camden, he sleeps under his vehicle. We simply said, you fumigate around there so that they are not bitten by mosquitoes. I don't see any problem. There's no problem. It's just our people's behavior. It's just our people's behavior. Because this is not like that a mosquito will bite him and will bite you. No. You need some proximity. Yes, you'll be there. Are you a question also from the public?
I just wanted to explain that issue of the truck driver. We had a meeting with Uganda Revenue Authority, Ministry of Works, Ministry of Health, and ourselves, and we agreed that once this driver gets into the car, he gets into the truck, Uganda Revenue Authority is tracking him. We chose designated places where he's supposed to stop. And we say the relevant task forces in that specific area should be alerted about his movements. And even if he's stopping for a drink or, something to bite, it should not exceed 15 minutes. If he's sleeping over, the security, in fact, we also had security in that meeting. The security should monitor those specific trucks that are there and all the movements. So, sir, we have taken precautions in that area. The contentious issue we had was about the number of people on the truck. We had said we could have one just like you are saying, but we say that this standby is very useful on the way in helping the driver.
No, there is somebody who has got information. I will link.
Okay, sir.
You discuss it.
We will discuss it with General. Sir, and then another issue, the issue of these donations. Your Excellency, some of these donations are not certified. Are not certified. Especially the meals, the maize.
The what?
The processed maize. So we are saying, let UNBS take only 2 days, take samples, and check before we distribute these donations, because we might have problems with some of these donations. Or when Maria receives, she could check and see whether they are certified or not.
If we get a problem, if people are not sensitive and we find there is a problem of wrong donations in kind, then we can simply say, no, you just bring cash. Because you see, even NBS to check, that's already expenditure.
Yes, sir.
Expenditure, it's money.
Yes, sir.
So if we have got money to check on the donations,
yes, sir,
why not spend it on our own things instead of having that burden? So we may have to say, please, even BDK, bring cash and we buy ourselves.
Yes, sir. Then finally, sir, I want to thank you for allowing these delivery bikes to continue after 2, up to 5. But most of their bikes were confiscated. They
will be returned.
So they should be returned if you could tell them so that they return.
We have given them amnesty.
Yes, so they should return them so that they continue doing business.
Very good, boys.
I thank you, sir.
Your Excellency, I just wanted to, can I briefly supplement, sir? Your Excellency, now on the food that is brought by well-wishers, actually, as soon as the food is brought, it is taken, we got stores in Nakawa, and there, NBS staff, actually, yes, there are personnel there, and they check this food. And so far, all the food that has come from well-wishers has passed the taste. It is all fit for human consumption. So nothing has been going out which has not been checked. It has all been, no, but the person sits there. Yes, thank you, Your Excellency.
Who was complaining?
It was Dr. Manyendo in UNBS. Dr. Manyendo in UNBS.
That was.
It was only one which was contaminated, but
so yeah. It was true, it was contaminated. So they sorted it out, sir.
Yes. The ones which had problems were withdrawn by the person who brought it and replaced with another one after we discovered that the quality was compromised.
Now our own quality of the food given by the government, both HR will get time at the media center, because I didn't want to mix up my forum here with the, because the HR has been in the food business for a long time, with the refugees, with the what. So it's a long story. So he will get time to explain it better without, because people are already tired listening to me. Now, if they add on a show, I think people may go to sleep. So I alert you, you fellows, you go to the media center. A show will explain to you the food, the beans, I don't know what the refugees get, what. That's a long story. Me, I just came for the virus. The food part of the virus is the smaller part. But actually we'll get time to the media center and explain, because he has been involved with the refugees especially.
Sir, and Fine Spinners is going to make...
Especially, but I had somebody say that refugees were used to getting bad food. Did you hear that? That refugees were used to getting bad food. But in Kampala here, but actually we'll have enough time there. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, just one more issue. I just want to assure all people who are viewing that sometimes there are people who have contributed and they may not hear their names or contribution, but they should, I just want to assure them that in the next briefing, they will hear, for instance, Honorable Anita Monk, through her foundation, she actually brought a lot of food. And I think she has been one of the very first members of parliament to bring, but we want to bring the details properly. So if you do not hear your name today, next time, there are many others, next time it will be read out. Thank you, sir.
We are continuing. Thank you very much.